It is time now for the PHL 5 o'clock news for this Monday night, January 26, 2015 on a Monday evening. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins here on your 5 o'clock news headlines. Our top story at 5 o'clock. You said it. You said it here as a massive blizzard slam into the United States Northeast on Monday has canceled thousands of flights, curtailed mass transit, and closing hundreds of schools as officials warned that the storm could dump as much as 3 feet of snow in some places here. And we take a look at the latest headlines here. A state of emergency in effect for Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire, and up into Maine here. Travel restrictions start at midnight. Winds up to 65 to 75 miles per hour on the Cape Downs, and hurricane strength winds could be possible here. Widespread 18 to 24 inches of snow possible. Some could see up to more than 2 or maybe even 3 feet of snow. 1 to 3 inch snowfall rates during the storm. I wouldn't be surprised if it isolated 4 inches or more an hour total. And I wouldn't be surprised if we could see a rumble of thunder out of this blizzard. And Mayor Marty Walsh of Boston has declared a snow emergency for 6 p.m. here. And coastal flooding here. 4:30 a.m. 10.5 feet above sea level for the first high tide. Second high tide at 5 p.m. 9.5 feet high above sea level here. Surge 3 to 4 feet. Waves 15 to 25 feet. And severe beach erosion here could be possible. Newburyport be the concerns. For the morning high tide, Situate, both high tides, and Chatham and Nantucket, morning high tides. School closings are all over the board around the region here. And for Logan Airport, no flights after 7 p.m. No service on Tuesday, and service resumes late Wednesday. And Governor Charlie Baker has imposed a midnight ban tonight on all travel except for essential personnel only here. And the conditions for a blizzard, you gotta have visibility quarter or less 3 hours in a row, winds gusting up to 35 miles an hour for 3 hours or more, and falling, blown, drifting snow, and heavy snow midnight to 10 a.m. over a foot of snow will fall. And we're gonna have a lot of snow. We're gonna do that during the weather segment of the 5 o'clock news. Our news headlines here. The United States has further reduced its diplomatic profile in Yemen and amid ongoing violence and political upheaval there, State Department has said on Monday. This handout provided by the U.S. Secret Service shows the drone crash outside the White House grounds on Washington on Monday. In San Mateo, California, Microsoft shares dipped slightly Monday after the software juggernaut repeated the spike reported in revenue and profits in line with analyst estimates. If you have been out of the loop of the last week, then you might be unaware that the Patriots have been under a lot of scrutiny since the AFC title game due to improperly inflated footballs used against the Colts. Says Patriots Tom Brady on Deflategate, his feelings get hurt. Emma Watson, most famous for playing Hermione in the Harry Potter films, will play another book club heroine. She announced on Facebook that she will be star in Belle in Disney's upcoming live-action adaptation of Beauty and the Beast. U.S. stocks rose while the euro strengthened with European equities amid optimism followed from anti-Austrian Party Syriza's victory in Greece. The election will be contained. The European Union edged closer to tightening its sanctions against Russia as government troops and rebels clashed in the deadliest escalation since the September truce crisis President Vladimir Putin said was provoked by the leadership in Kiev. President Obama visited with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi underscores both parties' desire for closer ties, but some of the Indians' interests diverge from Americans in key ways. In vibrant Kurdish fighters stood Islamic State militant from the key Syrian border town to Kobani on Monday after a 4-month battle, a significant victory over the Kurds and the U.S.-led coalition. 10 people have died in a jet crash at an airbase in central Spain. The defense ministry says that the Greek F-16 jet lost power during takeoff, crashing into other planes and exploded at Los Llanos Air Base in Albuquerque, the ministry said. In Newark, New Jersey, Governor Chris Christie declared a state emergency, and New Jersey Transit prepared to shut down its commuter trains for days as massive winter storm bore down on the state Monday with snowfall totals projected to reach 2 feet or more. In Lexington, Kentucky, after weeks of silence, while the Kentucky political world wondered about her next political move, Democrat Secretary of State Alison Lundgren Graham said Monday that she will run for re-election as Secretary of State rather than governor. Uber, the app-based ride-hailing service that has attracted criticism for jacking up prices at times of high demand, has told New York City customers that it will charge no more than 2.8 times the usual fare for trips during the snowstorm. As storm rushes in, airlines cancel flights around the East Coast while sellers gain around the Northeast. Sales of Mattel's iconic American doll on freefall as a company, Mattel stated its title as the world's largest toy manufacturer to lead ago. In Washington, existing budget restraints and stronger economic growth will chip away at the federal deficit into 2017 before the gap begins widening again. The Congressional Budget Office said provided ammunition for both parties ahead of the white merger route tenant and Midwest goal can face cultural challenges. Microsoft Surface revenue hit $1.1 billion in the December quarter, an increase of 24% year over year, driven by growing sales of the Surface Pro 3 and accessories. The company announced that its earnings report on Monday. Cablevision set sights on mobile carriers' Wi-Fi only service. Naomi Watts took a little trip on stage in the SAG Awards as Viola Davis gave a moving acceptance speech that will go down in the awards show history for its powerful packed emotion and message. Tom Cruise and Church of Scientology leader David Miscavige ordered Nicole Kidman's phones to be tapped in the 1990s, according to a new documentary on Scientology that's caused a stir at the Sundance Film Festival in Utah. It was an innocent mistake, however, it wasn't the easy way to correct before the social media age, as Miss Lebanon and Miss Israel were at the event in Los Angeles with fellow 2006 Miss Universe contestants as part of a whirlwind of photo ops. An asteroid this size on a mountain is about to shade by Earth from the very top of flight by that will not be seen for another decade, astronomers say. The University of Colorado Boulder is seeking funds to continue their effort to produce a telescope with a resolution equal to or better than the Hubble telescope. Medicare will change the way it pays hospitals and doctors to reward quality over volume. The Obama administration said Monday that a shift that officials hope will be the catalyst for the nation's $3 trillion healthcare system. New studies have shown that fish among the best foods that are pregnant and the best feeding mom needs to take the benefit of her baby and her own. Scientists have cracked the code for unboiled hard-boiled egg whites, and it could have a huge implication for cancer research, as egg whites are made of proteins that start out with a certain shape, explained Gregory West, a professor of chemistry. WHO launches emergency bowl fund to prevent future response blunders. Take a look at the stock market report. Dow 17,678.70 up 6.10. S&P 500 2057.09 up 5.27. Nasdaq 4771.76 up 13.88. European markets DAX 10,798.33 up 140 and 3 quarters. FTSE 6852.40 up 19.57. CAC 4675.13 up 34.44. Asian markets Nikkei 17468.52 down 43.23. Shanghai 3383.94 up 32.18. HSI 24909.90 up 59.45. Oil markets 45.05 down 54 cents. Brent 48.17 down 62 cents. And natural gas 2.888 down 98,000 a point. In gold 1281.30 down 11.30. Silver 17.93 down 37 cents. And copper 2.543% up for 15,000 a point. In the bonds, US 10 yield 1.8284% up 100 at a point. German 10 yield 0.396% up 300 to 3,000 a point. And Japanese 10 yield 0.224% down 2,000 a point. FX bond, European US dollar 1.1241 up 4,000 a point. US dollar Japanese yen 118.44 up down 100 at a point. And Great Britain pound US dollar 1.5077 down 1,000 a point. Okay, take a look at New England Insulet here at 509 here. As please remember to help your local fire department and keep the hydrants clear. 3 feet all around and to the road. The house you save could be your own. Okay, take a look at sports news here. Wow. Kobe Bryant pays price for greatness as he undergoes surgery to repair a torn rotator cuff right shoulder, expected to miss the rest of the season. Here. And tonight, the Boston Celtics beat in Salt Lake City tonight, take on Utah Jazz and the Not Lancers and the Foxborough. Warriors hockey team has been canceled due to the blizzard. Peter Chell news time is 5:10, and it is time now for a travel reporter on this Monday evening on the upcoming blizzard here. And take a look at the traffic situation here. And wow, look at this. Look at this. Starting you off in downtown Boston and vicinity. Southeast Expressway, southbound side, backed up from the pike all the way down for the split. Tippinville tunnel slow on both ends, 93 southbound. It's backed up from Somerville all the way out, down through the Zakin Bridge. Tip O'Neill tunnel slow on both ends here. Route 93 on the northbound side, slow from the Zakin Bridge all the way out near 213 in Methuen. So a big backup at 93 here. Exit at 93 northbound after you pass Route 120 in Reading. Another accident at 93 northbound in the Mystic Valley Parkway in Malden, so expect some delays here. Mass bike on the eastbound side. Slow from Route 30 in Framingham and Natick all the way out to Weston, and it is slow to mass bike from Newton all the way out to Boston here. And on the westbound side, slow from Boston all the way out to Grafton here, so expect a lot of delays on any highway around the region here. And mass bike very slow from the Boston University Bridge all the way out to Logan Airport here. Route 128 on the northbound side. Backed up from Route 37 in Braintree all the way out to Route 24 in Randolph. And then you hit the brakes again from Great Plain Avenue, Needham all the way out to Route 2 in Lexington here. And stretching all the way out to Route 128 in Reading here, and 120 on the southbound side, backed up from Route 3 in Burlington down for Route 3 in Burlington here, and Route 120 southbound side is backed up from Route 2 in Lexington all the way down through the Braintree split, so a big backup on 120 also. Route 3 on the northbound side is backed up from Route 120 in Burlington all the way down through Route 495, and jumps on the low. 95 is modified from 128 to the New Hampshire border. 120 is modified from Redmond all the way out to Gloucester here. 95 on the northbound side also from 20 to Salem, New Hampshire, all the way out to Windham, New Hampshire. 395 on modified from in the Granite State. As Route 95 Hampton tolls is also around Route 101. So expect delays. Spalding Turnpike slow from Portsmouth all the way down for Route 4. So expect some delays here. 495 northbound side is backed up from Route 133 in Andover all the way out to Haverhill. 495 southbound side is a little slow down for Lawrence, and a 495 southbound, a little slow around 93 in Andover all the way out to Tewksbury here. And then 495 on the southbound side, slow from Sapper on around Route 9, stretching both sides of 495 slow from the pike in Westbrook to 95 in Mansfield here, and a little slow stop and go from 95 in Mansfield down for Wareham here. 95 on the southbound side is backed up from 120 all the way out to the Rhode Island border. On the southbound side, northbound side is backed up from all the way from Exeter, Rhode Island, through Providence, and all the way out to Route 140 in Mansfield here. So a big backup at 95 from 120 down to the Rhode Island border. 24 more, very slow from Route 120 in Randolph all the way out to Fall River here. 24 northbound slow from Route 104 in Bridgewater all the way down to Route 128. Route 3 on the southbound side slow from the Braintree split down for Route 18 Weymouth, and it'll stop and go around Hingham and around Rockland here. And then Route 3 you hit the brakes again from 139 in Marshfield all the way down to Plymouth here. Route 44 slow from Plymouth down for Middleborough. 295 slow from Albert down for Warwick. Route 6 slow from the Connecticut border down for Cranston here, and 146 slow from Providence down for Woonsocket here. 610 connector very slow from Route 6 westbound in Johnson all the way for downtown Providence here. And Route 146 on the northbound side, slow from Uxbridge all the way down to Wiggins here. And Route 290 on the westbound side, slow from Route 190 and Worcester all the way down to downtown Worcester here. And take a look at the transit. The MBTA will suspend all services by midnight tonight. And no MBTA service all day tomorrow here. And the Gatra bus service will have no bus service. And the Diorite will have no service tomorrow here. As soon as the Bat Transit service, Brockton Area Transit, will have no bus service tomorrow here. As what to expect when winter weather hits, as with public safety of paramount importance, all modes of the MBTA service will be suspended all day and not on Tuesday. January 27, 2015, as light snow will eventually turn to heavy snow tonight with strong wind gusts. Heavy snow and wind gusts are expected throughout today. Tuesday, January 27, 2015, the MBTA has put its winter plans into action in preparation of the storm. Additionally, in order to enhance snow removal efforts, customers are prohibited from parking overnight at any MBTA station parking lots. As the subway, the red, blue, orange, silver, green, and map and line service will be suspended on Tuesday, January 27, 2015. And that same goes for the commuter rail and the bus and the commuter boat services here. And Hingham ferry trips 9:10 p.m. and 9:50 p.m. from Long Wharf in Boston to Hewitt's Cove in Hingham are canceled Monday, January 26, 2015 due to severe weather here. And this is from the Providence Journal. Flights at TF Green Airport to stop at about 5:30 p.m. at the TF Green Airport in Providence, Rhode Island. There. As we take a look at Atlanta, Baltimore will be increasing delays. Atlanta, excessive increasing. Baltimore, significant increasing. Boston will be excessive. Charlotte, excessive and increasing delays. There'll be excessive delays for Chicago. And there'll be excessive delays from Washington up into Boston in the airport corridor. So if you find, check ahead here as we take a look at the weather situation here on this Monday afternoon here, going into Monday evening. Our current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 5:18 p.m. 29 degrees at temperature with light snow, fog, and mist. Humidity 89%. Wind speed northeast about 8 miles per barometer. 2098 inches. Dew point about 26 degrees. Visibility 1 mile an hour and wind chill 21 degrees here. And take a look at our current conditions band region here. 20 degrees at temperature right now here in Boston. It's 21 in Fitchburg, 21 in Bedford, 21 in Lawrence, 26 in Beverly, 26 in Gloucester, 17 in Worcester, 20 in Sturbridge, 21 in Webster, 23 in Milford, 20 in Norwood. It's 30 in Taunton, 29 in Bedford. It's 32 in Plymouth and Provincetown and Chatham and Cape Cod Bay, and 33 in Nantucket, 31 in Martha's Vineyard, 30 in Falmouth Fair. 30 out in Block on 27 in Wesley, 23 in Smithfield. It is 26 in Islip, 27 in Montauk, 32 in Long Island. It's 27 in Long Island. It's 32 in Montauk, 23 in Bridgeport, 20 in New Haven. It's 20 in Denver, 19 in Waterbury, 20 in Meriden. It's 22 in Hartford. It's 22 in Windsor Locks, 21 in Springfield. It's 20 in Amherst, 20 in Athol, 20 in North Adams. It's 19 in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 18 in Albany, New York, 16 in Glens Falls, 18 in Rutland, Vermont, 20 in Bennington, 17 in Brattleboro, Vermont. It's 19 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, 21 in Keene, New Hampshire, 18 in Jefferson, New Hampshire, 18 in Laconia, New Hampshire, 20 in Concord, New Hampshire, 20 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 21 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 24 in Pottsville, New Hampshire, and 20 up in Portland, Maine. Here. And a surface map shows a cold front from Saskatchewan stretching down to North Dakota, down to north central Minnesota, merging with a warm front from eastern Minnesota, stretching down to Mississippi Valley, down for eastern Kansas, down for Oklahoma here. And a cold front stretching from eastern Arkansas, stretching down for Tennessee, down for western Carolinas, and station front around the Delmarva Peninsula, merging with a stage front off the New Jersey coastline here, and a pink front down the Carolinas, got a low pressure around eastern Georgia, and a low pressure off North Carolina, merging with a warm front off the North Carolina coastline at the sea, and a cold front from western Cuba, stretching down to southern Florida, and off the North Carolina coastline here. Get a front line from central Florida and up in the South Carolina here. Get a front line from central California down the California coastline, down to Baja California, Mexico here. Get a front line off the southwestern portions of Gulf of California in Mexico here. Low pressure in West Virginia, while we got high pressure in eastern Quebec here. Feeling the cold air down the region here. One ingredient of this storm, low pressure, another ingredient storm. While we have high pressure off the California coastline here. And we got high pressure in eastern Washington, eastern Idaho, northwestern Colorado, and 7 portions of Texas here. 28 degrees that temperature right now in Detroit, 26 in Pittsburgh, 34 out in Washington, D.C., 38 out in Atlanta, Georgia, 76 in Miami, Florida, it's 77 in Brownsville, Texas, 68 in Dallas, Texas, 57 in Kansas City, 26 in Chicago, Illinois, 48 out in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 58 in Omaha, Nebraska, 67 in Great Falls, Montana, 56 in Seattle, 57 in San Francisco, 75 in Los Angeles, 67 in Las Vegas, 79 in Phoenix, 49 in Salt Lake City, Utah, 50 out in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and 70 out in Denver, Colorado. We have a blizzard here in the northeast wall. The west is basking in some warmth. Wow, that is some weather going on today here. As we take a look at the latest radar picture here on this Monday evening here. And here you see it. A lot of snow coming in much of eastern Massachusetts and central Massachusetts and western Massachusetts and coming in all Cape Downs and all Rhode Island here and much of Connecticut here and down through New York City here and on Long Island and northern New Jersey and stretching out of eastern Pennsylvania west of Philadelphia. And zoom you out. It shows a lot of snow showers from the throughway from Albany down for Buffalo, New York, and then stretching it out for central and western portions of Pennsylvania, down for central portions of West Virginia, stretching in the southwestern portions of Virginia, and some rain showers in west central portions of Virginia, and a lot of rain showers around southeastern Maryland, down for 7 portions of Maryland, down for 7 Delaware here, and some snow showers around southwestern New Jersey, down for Delaware. And take a look at some rain showers, man. Central and eastern portions of North Carolina, down for northeastern and east central portions of South Carolina. And some rain showers around for Tennessee, down for west central portions of Kentucky. And we're seeing a line of snow showers from west central Kentucky, stretching to western Indiana, down for eastern Illinois, down for Chicago, down for Milwaukee, down for southeastern Wisconsin, and up in the northwestern Wisconsin, down for western UP and Michigan, up in the western Canada here. And a line of snow showers around Toronto and upstate New York here. And we're seeing some rain showers in western Texas, north central Mexico, down for western Arizona, stretching it down for southern California and out to sea. And some snow, sleet, and rain showers in east central portions of British Columbia, and some rain showers west of Edmonton and on Alberta, Canada here. Okay, take a look at satellite loop, and it shows a lot of clouds coming to much of the Mid-Atlantic region up into New England and up the Canadian Maritimes here, and some petrol clouds around the Great Lakes, stretching down from Kentucky, Tennessee, down for the Carolinas there. And I have a lot of clouds coming from much of southern Texas and stretching it down for the greater southwest around California, up into western Oregon, up into Washington State, and a lot of clouds from British Columbia, stretching down Alberta, down for Saskatchewan, down for eastern Montana, down for western portions of the Dakotas there. Okay, take a look at forecast discussion around the region here. And it shows a heavy snow for the New England coastline here. Temperatures will be 23 degrees above average for the plains, and wet weather expected across the desert southwest, and deep low off the Atlantic coast will slowly move northward to the off the coast of the Maine by Wednesday morning, and the system will produce light snow over the interior northeast into the Set elevation on Monday evening, and moderate snow will also be developed over parts of the New England coast that will expand northward into Maine and southward to the northern Atlantic coast by Tuesday morning, and the heaviest snow will be slowly moving northward into southeast Canada by Wednesday morning here, and rain will develop over parts of the southern Atlantic and southeast coast on Monday evening, moving off the coast by Tuesday morning here. Meanwhile, disturbance over the upper Midwest will move southeastward to the Tennessee Valley by Tuesday morning and off the southeast coast by Wednesday. In addition, a front over the central Canada will move southward to the U.S. and Canadian border by Wednesday, and the boundary will trigger light snow over parts of the upper Midwest on Wednesday morning here. An upper level flow just off the southern California coastline will weaken and move to the central Rockies by Wednesday, and the system will produce light rain from parts of southern California to parts of the southwest and snow over the higher elevations of the Sierras by Tuesday evening, and the rain will lift northward into the parts of the Great Basin also by Tuesday evening. Additionally, areas of light snow will develop over parts of the central Northern Rockies by Wednesday morning and elsewhere over per level. Energy moving to the Pacific Northwest will produce light rain over parts of the Northwest from early Tuesday morning into Tuesday evening here. As we take a look at our forecast discussion around the region here, you said it. A crippling and potentially historic winter storm blizzard will impact the region tonight into Tuesday night, and travel will become impossible and light threatening. Dry weather falls Wednesday afternoon or early Thursday, but low pressure will bring another chance for snow Thursday night and Friday. Very cold air likely falls for next weekend here. Near term for Tuesday night highlights crippling and potentially historic blizzard, serious life threatening storm, and travel discouraged. 1 to 2 feet of snow with locally higher amounts and snow bending while conditions near zero visibility at times. Strongly damaging winds and hurricane force across southeastern Massachusetts and southeast New England there, and moderate to major coastal flooding and severe beach erosion. Overview: high confidence forecast for a crippling historic blizzard impacting southern New England and negatively tilting H5 fat, which mid-level energy intensifies surface low pressure southeast of Nantucket near the 40 off 70W benchmark northeast in the Gulf of Maine. Tonight, Wednesday along that offshore baroclinic zone, and that's by a high pressure situation across eastern Canada as classic conveyor belt. Beneath H3 jet couple axes of RQ, FQ yield strong different motions aloft and low vertically. Stacked spills become captured as storm beneath the closing low aloft, resulting in a slow moving. Long duration storm as surface pressure falls of 40-50 millibars in 18 hours, already ongoing. And latest water vapor satellite shows the initial negative tilt ahead of which the baroclinic leaf structure is evident. Lots of offshore lightning activity indicate that the storm is getting beefy and intensified. It is bombogenesis, baby, as bombogenesis is a term coined by meteorologists to describe an area of low pressure that deepens rapidly, creating a strong storm of cyclone that intensifies as it moves over the key to the forecast is the location of closing HA5, H7 low, and cyclonic warm and dry conveyor belt motions. Presently, an open wave ahead of which a southwest northeast bending signature is seen per WSR AAT returns along with the leading edge of a mid-level F Genesis first and aloft. Expected to move ashore and impact 7 southeast New England from now into tonight. 1 to 2 inch per hour snowfall rates. Late, the bomb band will pivot south-southwest, north-northeast, and trail rearward. A bombing low around midnight into Tuesday, mid-level frontal genesis neighborhood with EPV potential instability of high data E air below the strong influence aloft yields an intensification of the snow band and the likelihood of thunderstorm increase in snowfall rates of 2 to 4 inches per hour. Around midnight and Tuesday, deformation zone expected to moderate heavy snow. Decent star signatures within forecasted snow bending with strong lift at the dendritic zone. While that is one forecast area of mesoscale snow bending, another expected along the coastal front where low mid-levels convergence is beneath favorable dynamics along during the day. Tuesday, conscious of model guidance keeps dry air at 10 Celsius below east, so I should be present at the top of the moist layer through which strong forcing should occur. This bending expected to occur over the southeast New England, adding more snow on top of the initial front and thump during the overnight hours here. And activity diminishes west to east as a low pulls out of the sea into the Wednesday morning. Additionally, energy pertaining rearward around the low will lend to localized areas of low to mid-level convergence of which indicate additional mesoscale bending, but not as widespread, more scattered or isolated as dry entertains. And then low stacks includes lending to its dying stage. All that will be left in robust northwest winds, drawing colder air, subterranean, fairly cold wind chill valleys, especially in wake of a deep layer of snow anticipated. Overall, went with mesoscale models, mainly the NEM with a touch of WRF along with the ECWPC blend put to the two areas in question for snow bending. All other models, GFS Canadian, UK Met, where clusters are a bit faster overall remains of challenges. There's a spread of forecast guidance of low position and there remains a forecast uncertainty. So we're caution while there are focus on 2 areas of southern New England of heavy snowfall amounts with a lull in between. This an unprecedented storm for all of southern New England for which preparation should be made and action should be taken with a similar nature no matter if you're under a blizzard or winter storm warning. This is a dangerous and life-threatening storm. You should not be out in the roads. Leave them clear for emergency officials and snow removal equipment. You should be taking shelter and making plans in case you become trapped for days and or lose power. Consider any all possibilities no matter what you think the outcomes might be. Precipitation. Tap. Continuing indication that we will see a change over the rain across the eastern Africa Cape and Nantucket, possibly more viewed from around midnight to Tuesday with a transition line gradually shifting northwest by the time frame prior to changing back to all snow as we go into late Tuesday when the storm begins to exit and precipitation northwest of the H925 OC line. Coastal front should remain snow model concentrations of the dry salt around 10 Celsius below as it confined mainly in areas where rain is expected to feel at the top of the low level, especially with the coastal front and mesoscale bending should be deep and cold enough to retain the presence of the ice at the top of the layer. In the blizzard, 2 areas of focus, southeast and western New England with highlighted mesoscale snow bending up above and anywhere from 2 to 4 inches per hour snowfall rates will be possible within bending along with thin snow potential. Snowfall amounts exceeding foot will be possible within 6 hours and coupled with winds, especially east-southeast, will make for blizzard whiteout near zero visibility conditions. Storm total snowfall graphic updated to account for the thinking. Hill-odds may unchanged. Did not go over the mention of thunder with this forecast. Low snow to liquid ratios toward the northwestern colder area. Weather snow closer to the southeast combined winds will make southeast New England both vulnerable and the highest risk of area for power outages as well as down trees and structural damage. Widespread amounts of 1 to 2 feet with some locations seen upwards up to 3 feet and mainly those of ferment areas with mesoscale snowbend is expected trouble to be impossible, light threatening over the entire forecast region here. And winds, strongest northeast winds center around early Tuesday morning agree with the prior forecast of the low-level forecast profiles will mix up with the H9 support at least 75-80% of momentum within the lowest 2 KFT to mix down the surface as hurricane force winds. Gusts of 70-80 miles per hour remain forecast for southeast coastal Massachusetts, including Plymouth County, Cape Cod, and Islands, and possibly even Cape Ann. We'll have to monitor the situation closely, such as winds are covered within the blizzard warning. This hurricane wind force warnings are not issued. So to reiterate, 78 miles per hour for southeast coastal Massachusetts and even possibly for Cape Ann around 50 to 60 miles per hour gusts inland around the Interstate 95 corridor across the coastal plains and 30 to 40 miles per hour gusts around the remainder of the interior. With strong and damaging winds, down trees and tree limbs, structural damage risks are greater where snow is expected to be heavy, wet, and more water-laden. Scattered widespread power outages overall, with greatest impacts in the area with strongest winds. Here, as tonight's lows we will see 21 for Boston, 20 for Hartford, 21 for New York City, 16 in Worcester, 13 for Concord, New Hampshire, 12 for Portland, Maine, 8 above in Rutland, Vermont, and 14 above in Albany, New York. Here, so we will see temperatures in the single digits from much of Vermont and upstate New York, in the teens for much of southern Vermont, all of New Hampshire, and up in the Maine and central western Massachusetts, we're seeing temperatures in the upper teens to low 20s, and much of eastern Massachusetts, all Rhode Island, all Connecticut, southern New York from Poughkeepsie down to New York City, down to Long Island. There, as we take a look at our maps here, wow, look at this. We could see 2 to 3 feet of snow. I'm saying the jackpot could be in Worcester County and up in extreme northeastern Connecticut, extreme northwest Rhode Island there, and extreme south central New Hampshire here. And also, I wouldn't mind that the South Shore, and including Boston and Cape Ann, could see the jackpot also here. But 2 to 3 feet possible here. And maximum wind gusts will be highest risk of power outages from southeastern Massachusetts around Cape Cod and the islands here, where winds could see up to 65 to 75 miles per hour. I wouldn't be surprised if we could see some hurricane wind gusts. The greatest risk will be southeastern Martha's Vineyard and around Nantucket here. And we are under a blizzard warning for much of eastern Massachusetts, southern Worcester County, and Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard, and all Rhode Island, all Connecticut, and southern New York from Peekskill down from New York City, down for Long Island here. And windstorm warning from Poughkeepsie up to Albany, down through western central Massachusetts up to Vermont and New Hampshire, and a blizzard warning from southeastern New Hampshire up into Maine here. And we got a coastal flooding here. High tide, 4:27 a.m., 10.5 feet high. Tide at 4:27 a.m. tomorrow morning, and 1:27 p.m. Tuesday, 4:58 p.m., 9.53 high tide. So, coastal flood warning for all the Cape Towns and stretching up the South Shore, around Boston, and all around the North Shore, and around Cape Ann, and up in the Newburyport here. So, I expect a crippling storm on tap here. This is not hype. This is for real here. As we are under a blizzard. A blizzard warning in effect for till 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday. Locations eastern and southeastern Massachusetts, as well as all around there. Hazard types: heavy snow, strong winds and blizzard conditions, considerable blowing and drifting snow, strong damaging winds, and accumulation around 1 to 2 feet with locally aromatic snowfall rates of 2 to 4 inches an hour at times. And time and while the storm is expected to be lingering Wednesday, the worst of the storm will be tonight through Tuesday afternoon as impacts. Heavy snow and strong winds will result in whiteout conditions, blizzard conditions with near zero visibility. Travel will be impossible and light threatening across the entire region. Also, snow may be wet enough to result in down tree limbs and power additional winds. Winds knock 25 to 35 miles per gust around 55 to 65 miles an hour, likely strong along eastern shorelines. The height of the winds will be late tonight into Tuesday. Visibility is 1/4 mile less at times. A blizzard warning means the issue when sustained winds of frequent gusts up to 35 miles per hour expected with considerable fall and blood and drifts in snow. Visibilities will become poor with whiteout conditions at times, and those venturing outdoors may become lost or disoriented, so persons in the warning area are advised to stay indoors. All unnecessary travel is discouraged, and this is a serious, life-threatening storm here. Day 1 today tonight, blizzard warning. Day 2 for Tuesday for Sunday, blizzard warning. And Thursday night and Friday, accumulated snow is possible within another low pressure system, but certainly nothing like what we will experience over the next 4 hours. We get a couple of few snow flakes on Thursday, Friday, but not as bad as the ones we're going to experience in the next 12 to 36 hours here. Alright, tonight, we'll go like this here. For tonight, snow with widespread blown snow. The snow can be at heavy at times. Low around 23 degrees. Plus, with a north-facing wind about 16 to 25 miles per gust, as high as 50 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 100%. New snow accumulation of 10 to 16 inches possible. For Tuesday, snow with widespread blown snow. The snow can be at heavy at times. High near 27 degrees. Plus 3 with a north wind about 23 to 25 miles per gust, as high as 50 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 100%. New snow accumulation of 10 to 14 inches possible. For Tuesday, snow with widespread blown snow before 10 p.m. Then snow with likely areas of blown snow between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Then areas of blown snow and a chance of snow after 1 a.m. Low around 11 degrees. Plus with a north wind about 17 and 22 miles per decrease 11 to 60 miles after midnight. Winds could gust size 43 miles per chance of precipitation is 9%. And new snow accumulation of 2 to 4 inches are possible. Wednesday, a slight chance of snow before 11 a.m. and mostly cloudy sky. High about 23 degrees. Northwest wind about 9 miles per chance of precipitation 20% with gust size 25 miles per hour. For Wednesday, mostly clear sky, low about 3 degrees. For Thursday, mostly sunny sky about 30 degrees. For that, snow likely cloud sky with a low around 22 degrees. Chance of precipitation 6%. For Friday, snow likely with mostly cloud sky about 35, low about 13 degrees, and chance of precipitation 6%. On Friday, falling to 30% by Friday night. And for Saturday, mostly sunny cloud sky about 22, low about 8 degrees. For Sunday, partly sunny sky with a chance of snow on Sunday night. High near 23, low about 7 degrees, and chance of precipitation 30%. And for Monday, partly sunny sky about 21 degrees. Peter's weather phrase of the evening. An upcoming blizzard in store, so be safe. Write it out in your home, not in your car, and be safe, be patient, and run at this storm like a hardy New Englander. That's the pay. You have a good evening with a good positive. I'll provide updates throughout the evening, and I'll have a quick little Blizzard update either 11:30 p.m. or midnight right after Sports Roundup after the Boston Celtics Utah Jazz game. Have a good night and stay safe and a good evening.